6:12, almost 6:13 now. It was the most talked about and secretive wedding of the year for sure. Former first daughter Chelsea Clinton married her longtime boyfriend Mark Mezvinsky at an exclusive estate in Rhinebeck, New York on Saturday. Proud parents, former President Bill Clinton and Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton celebrated with more than 400 guests. I understand they celebrated till after 4 in the morning. Chelsea wore 2 dresses, one for the ceremony and one for the reception. The wedding party included a dozen bridesmaids, nearly as many groomsmen. The cost was not revealed, but was rumored to be between 2 and 3 million buckaroos. Of course, the average American wedding costs about $20,000, a lot less than that, but still a lot of money. And experts estimate couples spend 15% more than they anticipate. So, before you say I do, Bob Ingram from Ameriprise Financial is here with us this morning to talk about the do's and don'ts of paying for your wedding. Now, Bob, seriously, it's like they pull at your heartstrings when you go and try to organize your wedding. How can we avoid surprises with your wedding?
Well, just like any good goal, it starts with planning ahead, and that can make a real difference. Start with your budget. Of course, you know, your budget might be a little bit less than $3 million, which is fine. Just a little bit. But start with what kind of things you want in your wedding and really take an inventory. And it starts with the large things like the venue and the catering of the food, right on down to simple things like invitations. And the more things you can identify that you'll be paying for, the better idea you'll have of the total cost, and you can avoid those things that come up at the end.
Okay.
You also want to make sure that you meet your budget with how much you have available, and try to figure out, can you do it now, or do you have to push it back and make delays and that sort of thing. Have enough money available for deposits too, because those things can come up much earlier than you think. You think, well, I'm going to need so many dollars by the time I get married, let's say, June of next year. But 6 to 12 months ahead, you might have 20 or 30%, sometimes even 50% down ahead of time, 6 months in advance even, for the venues and other services. So pay careful of that.
The food, a lot of
photographer, all those things can add up, and you have to get those done ahead of time. So have money along the way. Also, just contingencies. Even though you're going to be doing well, planning ahead and identifying those things can still come up. And experts say even 5 to 10%, maybe not 15, but 5 to 10% contingency of your total budget have available at the end for those things that can come up, even last-minute things. And negotiate.
Think about.
Yeah, you can negotiate prices right along the way. So don't forget that prices certainly can be haggled with there.
Now, how do you finance a wedding? What are the smartest ways to finance a wedding?
Well, of course, cash is king.
Cash
the best thing would be to have the dollars saved up as much as possible, and figure out, is there going to be maybe some family support? Are you financing your own wedding? Of course, all that has to work out, of course, into the budget. But set up an account. Really set up a separate wedding account that you can save into and have that dedicated for those costs as they come up. And then it also helps to kind of work in the budget so that you know along the way how much money you have at all given points in time.
What's left,
what's not, what you might have to add to it.
Absolutely.
If you are looking at financing, be careful of some personal loans. They do have wedding loans, and it's really just a regular personal loan that people can use for weddings.
What kind of interest rate are we talking about?
Well, sometimes it can be low in this environment. It can be under 8 to 10%, but historically, some of those loans can get into the double digits, much like the credit card interest rates, and that can really set you back and put you in a bad position.
You don't want to start off that way.
You don't. Now, credit cards, if you're going to pay them off, of course, you want to just use them for the convenience and the protections. You can pay the bills, pay some of the large expenses that might have some guarantees, that might have money back in case something falls through. You can use cards for that, but certainly you don't want to start getting into taking on that debt. Don't start the marriage in the red.
It is
That's
so
key.
true. Not want to start that way. Thank you so much, Bob Ingram from Ameriprise Financial. Always a pleasure to have you with us.